Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Mic'd Up Savages. I'm here today again with Murph, and today we're discussing late, but we are discussing it, the MVP race. And of course, we'll start off with the NL first. Gotta do the NL some gratitude every now and then. So we got Mookie Betts was a finalist, 292, 16 home runs, 39 RBIs, 47 runs, 64 hits. We got Freeman on the Braves, 341, 13 homers, 53 RBIs, 51 runs, 73 hits. And then we got Manny Machado finally getting some recognition and doing what he's supposed to do with that contract for the Padres. 304, 16 home runs, 47 RBIs, 44 runs, and 68 hits. And winning it was Freddie Freeman. I think he was more than deserving for this. He did amazing. Tore it up, finally getting the recognition he deserved. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. He definitely tore it up this year. He was really the driving force behind the Braves offense this year, especially, later down the stretch when they were running out of pitching. He really had to step up and give them that offensive production. That's what he did. He really stepped up in a huge way. Really deserving the MVP. Just hit the cover off the ball, despite missing so many games, right? I think how many games did he miss? He missed the first 2 weeks?
Yeah, first 2 weeks of the season.
Missed the first 2 weeks of the season and still comes back and manages to win MVP. That's really impressive stuff. Imagine if he had those 2 weeks, he might have been able to win it in a landslide. So awesome stuff. Mookie Betts, first year with the Dodgers, awesome stuff too. There's a lot of question marks. Can he go to a different team and replicate that type of success he had in Boston? Especially since last year he had kind of like an off year, even though he still hit like 280.
Off year for him,
Off year for him, but he came to the Dodgers and he really picked up where a struggling belly really just hurt them. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter. That team is just an offensive juggernaut with all those pieces, and he just adds to that. And Manny Machado, like you said, finally getting that recognition, finally playing up to that huge contract. Last year, he really struggled. I mean, again, this is a guy, he still hit like 270 or whatever, but this year.
Which is really good for most people. And then
for most people, that's amazing. But
not supposed to be doing that when you're getting paid that kind of money.
Yeah, for a guy like Manny Machado, we expect better. And he delivered this year in a huge way, giving Slam Diego its name, help leading to that name, help getting the Padres into the playoffs, just being that driving force right behind Tatis. So it was awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be a really fun time in San Diego watching those guys really gel together and continue to push towards those playoffs every year.
Mm-hmm. You got, and now of course you're gonna have Tatis in the mix for the next few years. I think I'd say the next 5 to 8 years you're gonna have him in the MVP mix if he continues to play up. He just had one bad month in September, and I think he would have been one of these three, and maybe push Mookie Betts out of the way if he continued on his tear. So I think he has that veteran presence now with Machado, so they're gonna, like you said, continue to gel. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see Slam Diego tear it up. They're going to be in the playoffs for a few years to come, so I can't wait to watch. But recent signing for the Braves, they got Charlie Morton. So I don't know, man. With Charlie Morton in the playoff mix for the Braves now, they could have that because they had Ian Anderson, Fried, Soroka's coming back. They're going to have one of the top, I think, if not the best pitching rotation in baseball, starting rotation, like most depth, like guys that can go out there and shove.
I think ideally as a manager, you want to be able to trust every guy in the rotation. And right now, you got that, right? You have a vicious top three, and now you just add to it, and it just shows how depth it is, how they were able to raise these young guys and turn them into capable starters and turn them into aces. And now they add Charlie Morton, like you said, and that's huge. They got a pretty devastating rotation. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do with it next year.
Damn right. NL East is going to – there's no way that the Braves don't win the NL East on a consistent basis. If they don't – they need to just find if they sign Ozuna back, they need that offense.
They could use a third baseman.
Yes.
So you get a third baseman, maybe a rotation piece to add to this. I think they're in a good spot.
And re-sign Melanson for their pen. That'll be a big piece for them coming up. After that, Freeman, congratulations on winning your first MVP. Now we head over to the AL. We got Jose Abreu hitting 317, 19 home runs, 60 RBIs, 76 hits, 43 runs, and leading the Chicago White Sox to a playoff berth. We got DJ LeMahieu. What else does he do? He hits 364, 10 home runs, 27 RBIs, 71 hits, 41 runs. Then you got Jose Ramirez of the Indians, 292, 17 home runs, 46 RBIs, 64 hits, 45 runs, and winning it, we got Jose Abreu of the Chicago White Sox. Congratulations on your first. I know I saw you on MLB Network. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, Jose taking the cake away from DJ LeMahieu. I think he had a good year, Jose, too. Very good year for the Sox.
Yeah, to say the least, he had a phenomenal year. Yeah, like you said, really just carrying the White Sox to that playoff berth. They were a pretty talented team, but you could see down the stretch they're really lagging behind in a few key areas. And Tim Anderson missing the amount of time he did really didn't help. So yeah, Jose Abreu stepping up in a huge way, doing what the White Sox expect out of him, right? Just being that dominant first baseman. And yeah, this year, the year of the first basemen, I guess, both first basemen taking it back in both leagues. Yeah. Credit to Jose Abreu, just like we said, just having a phenomenal year. Hurts, DJ, not winning it, not even coming second. I don't think. I think he came third, which really sucks. Winning the batting title in both leagues apparently means nothing. The same metric they used to give Altuve his MVP. They just basically said doesn't matter here.
They just said his 364 average doesn't matter, even though Jose hit 345 back then. But it's fine. He did better technically, but
again, it's like I'm salty to a degree, but at the same time, Jose Abreu definitely deserved it. He was like top 3, top 5 in every offensive category in the league. So you can't really be too mad at it. It's just kind of annoying that it just feels like the media kind of hates the Yankees when it comes to awards. Jose Ramirez also had, and by the way, DJ was the pillar of our team. So if you really want to look at MVP, without him, we're not making playoffs.
No, without him, I don't think we go 500 this year. Because after all those
looking terrible.
He's the rock that stayed for the Yankees. He stayed in there. He was injured at a time. Again, if he played the full season, he could have been put up a lot more, not better numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the constant rock. He led the Yankees all the way. Him and Voit, the Voit leading the team, him leading the team, just he was the Yankees MVP this year. The two of them led the team this year. So
yeah. So continuing on, Jose Ramirez, he had a pretty good year too. He had a really good year actually. I think he finished above WAR and ahead of Abreu and LeMahieu. I think he had like a 3-point something, pretty ridiculous. Yeah, so he definitely deserved to be in the MVP talks. He like the other two helped carrying that offensive production for Cleveland, right? They're really struggling. Lindor didn't have a great year by any means, but he really stepped up in a huge way for just producing at third base. It was just any of these three guys I could have seen taking it home. It's awesome to see three guys not named Mike Trout get in the discussion for MVP, get that top 3. Like no disrespect to Mike Trout. I just think he deserves his own award in his own right. Right?
He'll always be on that another level beside, like, he's, in my opinion, he's better than all these 3 players. Like,
absolutely.
Day in and day out, he's always better than these 3 guys. I'm just even bias aside, like he's the best player in baseball every day.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt. The only reason it's good to see him not there is because if you got to put emphasis on V, right? The value, most valuable player. And if you're really looking at it, take Mike Trout away from the Angels, put him on the Angels, doesn't matter. That team's not making playoffs. That team's finishing under 500, right? That's the only thing I would say. So if we're going to put emphasis on the value, which we should be doing, the MVP, it's got to be a Jose Abreu, it's got to be a DJ, or got to be a Jose Ramirez. All 3 of those guys carrying their teams to playoff berth.
Mm-hmm. I mean, also now that Francisco Lindor is being shopped, I mean, he's going to have to step up big every year. I mean, he's been putting up monster numbers every year, but he's going to have to take more of a put the team on his back offensive wise now. Of course, depending on who they get in return for that Lindor piece. It's going to be interesting to see in Cleveland what they're going to do.
Yeah, it's gonna look like he's gonna have to be a veteran presence here because it looks like they're gonna be going through a rebuild. I can't imagine they're gonna get anywhere close to what they want for Lindor, because they've waited too long to trade him. Honestly, you were going to move him. Should have moved him last year. Now you go to a year where we don't know how long the season's going to be, and is the team realistically going to be wanting to give up a bunch of top prospects or a bunch of top players for a guy who's going to make $21 million in arbitration and then potentially walk the following year? Yeah. So if you're a team that doesn't know if you could afford him right now, wait next year, and you got a treasure trove of shortstops. So I think that the Indians really messed up by waiting this long to trade him. Especially since they knew from the get-go, they knew 3 years ago they were going to trade Lindor. They knew they couldn't afford him. They knew they were going to trade him.
Yeah.
So, it sucks, but yeah, you just got to hope Jose Ramirez can continue on this tear and just carry that team.
Again, going back to the South Side, is it the South Side in Chicago? Yeah, I'm guessing. Don't quote me. Did not say that. But Jose Abreu, I mean, they're going to be that White Sox team is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the AL. It's going to be, I like if they're a step away with pitching and the bullpen, and I think they're going to be either way. They're going to be a playoff team, at least a wild card team for the next few years. They have the hitting, they have the young prospect talent, they have their pitching is growing. They just need a veteran arm to be around those young guys. And still, I get Lucas Giolito's a veteran arm, but he needs his own veteran there to guide him besides Dallas Keuchel, because Keuchel's a different person. He throws 89 miles an hour. Yeah.
Maybe a Corey Kluber, huh? That could be a guy they might look at.
It could be.
Maybe trade for Lance Lynn.
Mm-hmm. Well, they do have the farm team to make those trades, so it should be interesting. Should be interesting.
A lot of arms going on the market now.
Mm-hmm. We'll get into that in another episode with all the free agents. And I get no teams really signing anyone right now because, again, baseball winter meetings aren't really happening yet. I don't know if they will happen. Most likely it's probably going to be over Zoom at MLB Network.
Probably Zoom, yeah.
And there's apparently a ton of rumors. Blue Jays are talking with George Springer, going a different direction. AL East could be heating up. Puig could be coming to the Red Sox in the AL East. Who knows? Lot of hot talks, lot of podcasts coming soon. Thank you, Murph, for joining me today. Congratulations, Freeman and Jose Abreu. You guys deserved it. Teared it up. Hopefully you guys do that next year. Thank you all for watching, and have a good one.